You got this pad up here. You must think that makes you one hell of a pimp. Earl laughed harshly. They rent these penthouses to anybody, Duke. All you gotta do is be handling. All of the men laughed, while Duke sneered, revealing a perfect set of evenly spaced, well-kept teeth. There was a constant undercurrent of competitiveness between the men in the apartment. None really trusted the other, not where their women were concerned. It was great sport for one to end up by taking one of his friend's girls. Duke continued his harassment. I still don't know how you went about getting this place, Earl. You sure don't look like no Peckerwood. What did you do? Send one of your white girls up to rent it? Again, the men in the room laughed. Earl adjusted his pants and straightened his shirt. Whatever I did, Duke, you can bet I did it like a player. In fact, if you should want a place here and can't get it because of your extremely dark man tan, you can let your white girl rent it, and you put on a white jacket and carry her bags in for her. That ain't nothing but bullshit you keep kicking back and forth, Billy said suddenly. I don't understand it, but every time you two get together, it always ends up with both of you trying to drop lugs on each other. Charles nodded in agreement. That's right. Instead of pimps, you act like two bitches. Earl and Duke glared at the other two men. Neither man actually wanted to discontinue the light exchange. Both men had a hidden dislike for the other, and yet they ran together almost every day. Let's ride down on the hoes and see who's catching them the biggest, Duke said suddenly as he stood up. A dry, bitter laugh escaped from Earl. Since you ain't got no hoes down on the track, how in the hell are you going to find out who's catching what and how? Earl grinned at the other men, then added, unless what you really mean is, let's ride down and see what them thoroughbred bitches I got are doing. Not really, Earl. You know you ain't the only person in this room who happens to have a soul sister working down on the track. Bravo! Bravo! Billy shouted, clapping loudly. Earl watched Billy with the attitude of a man well aware of the deceitful nature of the people he deals with. Charles bent over and knocked the ashes off his joint. Well, all the reefer is gone now, so let's do something. Here, Billy said, tossing a small package on the table. Let's snort this little bit of poison up before we pull. Earl stared at the package as though someone had tossed a snake on his table. Well, I'll be damned, Billy. You mean to tell me you've been carrying all that smack around in my car all day without me even knowing about it? You didn't have nothing to worry about, Earl. And besides, it ain't nothing but a $50 bag, Billy answered. Duke bent over the table and tore off a piece of matchbox cover. He quickly creased the torn piece down the middle and stuck one end of the quill into the white powder. With an adept motion, he picked up some of the white powder with his quill and quickly stuck it into his nose. Snorting loudly, he looked around the small group. What's the matter, baby? He said directly to Earl. Is a little bit of money really making you get shitty? Earl spoke up sharply. You can call it anything you want to, Duke. But I don't want you or Billy or any goddamn body in my house, car, or just in my company carrying no dope without me knowing about it. Charles tried to relieve the sting of Earl's words. That's about the way Dickie Boy would feel about drugs by the time he gets out of prison, he said quietly. His words put Billy on the defensive immediately. Everyone in the house knew just what he was saying. What you're talking about ain't shit, Charles, Billy stated loudly. That dope that was found in Dickie's car belonged to that white bitch, Pat. If he hadn't had that funky bitch sitting damn near in his lap, the dope wouldn't have been found at his feet. There was a slight tightening of nerves, and the tension in the room could be felt. Well, all of you were in the car together, my man, Earl said sharply, staring at Billy's flushed face. Before Billy could reply,
to keep listening to this audiobook. I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.